We'll be talking about the mining companies in Africa. The West African presidents have already came up and sit up and deliberate about the issue of the Galamsey in Ghana. The mining issue in Africa. It's not only in Ghana, but it's just like it's the Ghanaian Galamsey that have already gone viral. They had a lot of these two in Nigeria, and in some prominent places in the northern province of Nigeria, like in Kaduna and some other places. And they talked about this Chinese, mostly Chinese company, you know, dredging the ground, and the Galamsey means gather them and pack. And most of the people, the citizens of Ghana, they're benefiting from this, working with this company, these local small companies. So these local companies, the government, you know, recognize them, but they want them to let the government knows everything they're doing. But most of these Chinese companies and Indian companies doing this mining business in West Africa, most of it is hidden from the government. So now they have already set up that there won't be no mining for foreigners in Africa, like what the Chinese have already did, you know, damages a lot of land, you know, a lot of issue going, taking our natural resources, a lot of, they even call the Chinese the Gendarmerie Queen, the Galamsey Queen in Ghana, a Chinese Galamsey Queen. Her name is Aisha. She traveled. They deported her in 2011. Then she came back in 2019, sneak into the country. I have this on my platform. You can check it out if you want to know more about Galamsey. Check my platform, you see this. So she came back with fake ID, fake passports. Who did this stuff for her? And she came back. But this case have already gone viral, and the African leaders, mostly West Africa, Ghana, and Nigeria, and Cote d'Ivoire, Benin Republic, and Burkina Faso, they have already came and said, no, the table is changing now for African resources. They're not going to take it. So what do you think about this?
You know, China too is overpopulated.
Yeah, I know. It's like they're dumping their people over here in Africa for us. The
population of China is like the population of the whole of Africa. So Chinese people too, they move out en masse. And because Africa has been seen as a weak continent, this is where they come and do their illicit trade. And
they take advantage of the corruption and everything going on in Africa.
But what they do in Africa, they can't do it in Europe. They can't do it in the Americas. And unsupervised mining is ecological threat to any community. When you mine, when you create openings, create gullies, unsupervised, it is going to be danger in the future. Now, the Chinese people, in collaboration with local people, will come and exploit us and take the wealth to their country.
Everything.
It is not only in Ghana.
Yeah.
In Nigeria, Samfara.
Yeah.
The news is that these same Chinese people are the one mining gold there, unsupervised.
In Samfara State,
in Nigeria.
In the northern province of Nigeria.
So this is what they do. When they go to a place, they bribe some local chiefs or so, politicians,
and they take advantage of their ignorance.
Take advantage of that and do whatever they want to do. And of course, because Africa, in most cases, we don't have the technical know-how. If they mine 10 billion gold, they can even say they mined only just 2.
So yeah, because there's nobody supervising them.
There's nobody supervising them.
And we can't do that in their own country. They have to be supervised, they have to be processed, there have to be a lot of stuff we go through, because we can, even people that have business in these countries, they don't give them space like that, the way we give them opportunity in Africa. We see these Chinese people beating people with belts and cane in Kenya.
It is the result of our greedy leaders. It is, because they can't tell us they don't know.
They do know.
Mining is not a secret business.
No. The government have to be the one involved in a way.
Like you mentioned, somebody deported from Ghana and sneaking into the country. Now, for you to get a passport in another person's name, it is a crime. I believe Chinese authorities will know about it. But because this illicit business is going to help the economy of China, they allowed it. If this had been in Nigeria, it would have been on all social media.
Everybody will
Nigerians
be talking about
fraudster, Ghanaians are fraudster. This is what a Chinese is doing in Africa. And he not make headline news in Western world or Chinese news. These people are parasitic on our economy. That is what they do. Everywhere they go, that is what they do. The only thing we can stop them is to appeal to our leaders, political leaders or local chief leaders, so that they stand on their feet and do the right thing. This thing must be supervised. The economic damage of mining is serious.
A lot, because it's going to spoil the land. Even the people that live in that province.
Erosion, slide. These things can lead to earthquake at times.
Yeah.
Depending on how deep and how fast
the
they
land
are
is.
mining.
Yeah.
So government should be serious with the life of people and be selfless on this, and make sure that these people follow international laws and rules in doing this.
Yeah.
Yes, that is what I can only appeal to the government to do, because these Chinese will continue to do.
For sure.
They will continue to do this if we allow them.
So I think the local authorities, like the chiefs, the kings, Iran, and the government should work together. Like you said, they have to work together, because even though some of the citizens are making money out of this, even though they do that in Nigeria, in Ghana, there'll still be some Nigerians that benefit from this too. There'll still be some Ghana that benefit from this too. And there'll still be some people that work with the government authorities too that benefit from this. So they won't be able to talk about all the shady deeds they've been doing with this mining business. And the treatment of these Chinese people, most of these mining companies owners on the African citizens, is very, very pathetic, my brother. If I see the news and think about it, I feel bad as an African. Like, how would they do this to us in our home?
Some time ago, Lagos, Nigeria, I think some years back, I think a plastic or shoe manufacturer owned by Lebanese, locked some people inside the factory that they should not go home. It was during the
COVID era.
Yes,
I remember.
They should not go until that factory caught fire.
Imagine.
There are people that died in that
process.
People should not be given too much excessive freedom or power
in another person's country.
In another person's country.
Which we can't even do that in their own country.
You cannot do this in China. We cannot do this in Lebanon. Unfortunately, Lebanon is not a better country than Nigeria or Ghana.
No.
It is not.
And you know, the African local affairs, some Lebanese authorities are even involved, like the first coup that happened in Ghana and some that happened in some African countries, in terms of the policy, you know, in terms of doing business with them. They get involved in our own affairs.
Now, every serious, let me say, just a popular presidential candidate in Nigeria is going to Chatham House to read out his manifesto and defend his own. Of what purpose is that?
Why will you have to go to
another person's country? Why will you have to go to London to go and campaign?
Yeah, to go and campaign. And it's not even like your people are even there.
Yeah, it's not that you are campaigning to your people. You are campaigning to your colonial masters,
your
plans.
So why are you going there?
Does that make sense? This is illogical to me. This is one of the ways these people will continue to control us.
To extort us. So my people, we African children need to stand up for our rights. We need to speak up with our leaders and our local chiefs, like the kings and the chiefs. They're not just being there for decorating sake. They have to go and work for us and talk and safeguard our history, our culture, our existence in Africa, like it's happening in our home now to us. And I wish the African leaders do a good thing about this Galamsey issue, the mining issue in the whole of Africa, not only in Ghana but to other side of Africa, you know. So we'll be going to the next one. We'll be talking about